So welcome to our channel, Vinay and Isha. So lot of you, all our YouTube family, our family, you all had constantly been asking us, Isha, please tell us your weight loss secret or your fat loss secret. How did you lose weight? So we have constantly been bombarded. So we just thought that, okay, and we had promised you that we would be starting with a weight loss series, or what we both prefer calling it is fat loss series over here, because that's what we are aiming for mainly. So today our topic over here is essentially it's going to be only how to lose belly fat over here. I mean the exercises which will make your abdominal muscles strong, your abdominal walls will be thickened, which is what we need over here. And also, of course, diet is the most important part, I would say, to lose belly fat. But these exercises, believe me, it's going to be very helpful. So today the exercises over here, so I've got the model over here, it's my wife. So she's going to be showing you all the exercises, because for me, I have not been able to gym since almost 2 years now. Let's just call it a minor hiccup, I would say. So I'm just waiting for the doctor's approval before I can hit the gym. So in total, I have 17 years of experience now of intense strength training. So I started around 2007, and from 2009 onwards, I've been lifting really heavy weights, and I love my yoga. I love my mixed martial arts, and I love my endurance training over here. So the reason why I looked at Isha as soon as I said mixed martial arts, because she's not a big fan. Sometimes she gets scared, because when she met me, she has seen mixed martial arts, seeing me doing really heavy strength training. And in this fitness series that we have started, you will, believe me, get a lot of knowledge. Everything is going to be science based. Nothing over here is going to be opinion. And if by any chance, if there is anything which would be an opinion, I would make it very clear that this is my personal opinion, and I would be making sure that it's not scientific. I'll give that clarity to you all. So now let's cut to chase over here. Now let's get started. And okay, so one more thing which I just forgot to mention is, so both of us, we have done our diploma in sports science as well as in nutrition. So we both have been helping so many clients in their transformation. So we just hope that the knowledge we share with you in these videos would really be helpful. So we would be sharing with you workout videos from home, from the gym, if you're a beginner, advanced, intermediate, advanced, all the three different levels. How can you what kind of exercises, what is the repetition, everything, the number of sets to be done, everything would be described in detail in this fitness vlog series. So today this is going to be the first vlog, I would say, fitness series first one over here that we are starting. And the topic for today is, as I just mentioned, how to lose belly fat. Over here, you can see the video, you can watch the video and watch it till the end. Please don't skip it, because here everything is going to be science based, and it's going to be very helpful for you, for each and everyone. So let's not waste any further time, and let's just get started. Let's just cut to chase. Let's start with the first exercise over here that we are going to do, which is basically a beginner level. We just prefer calling it abdominal crunches. So basically, I just want you to understand the abdominal muscles. They just have three movements over here. So you have your rectus abdominis, one muscle, your internal obliques, your external obliques. So these are the three muscles. So what basically the abdominal muscle movements that we would be doing over here is going to be, the first one is abdominal crunch. Now why abdominal crunch? Because that is what is the movement or the action of that particular muscle over here. It is basically flexion. Abdominal flexion is what basically happens over here. So the flexion action is what you're going to be seeing. So let's just get started over here. So Isha, so first over here, I want you to just notice each and everything is, so over here, I'm just seeing to it. So you need something to anchor your feet. So your feet has to be tightly anchored over here. So here we are going to be using this sofa. As I said, because this is basically work from home. So we'll have to be smart enough,
work
over
out
here.
From home.
Yeah, work out from home completely. So so here we are just using this sofa. So there's just if you can just, I see it over here, there's a gap over there. So the gap also, please see to it that the gap is not really a lot. It has to be really tight, your feet has to be properly anchored. If there's a lot of gap between, let's say if your feet is over here and still if there is a gap, believe you me, it's not going to be that great for you, because you want it to be really tight. So wherever, whichever portion in your house, here we are using sofa, in your house, wherever, whatever it could be, just see to it that your feet is tightly anchored over here. So Isha, first what I want you to do is I just want you to lie down over here. So if you could just lie down. Yes. So now once you've lied down, okay, so now I want you to tightly anchor your feet. Yes, perfect. So if you can just see over here, so now I just need a bit of gap over here in your knees, a bit less. Yes, perfect. So now the next thing. So over here, if you just notice till now, I just mentioned two things. One is the feet has to be tightly anchored, like, and the second is the knees. It should be exactly your hip width, basically. No inside, outside. I'm not going to get into all that. Just natural hip width, like, your knees should be in line with the hip. That's about it. And now if you can just see, like, our arms are by the sides. So that is something that I'm not a very big fan of. So what I want her to do over here is I just want her to intertwine her fingers and place it behind her neck. Like, so over here, yes, intertwine it. And I just want you to place it behind your neck, the cervical spine as we call it over here. Now I just want you to tuck in your elbows. Yes. So now this is going to be the starting position. So another thing which is going to be very important over here is going to be the fact that, like, now the very important part is, like, now she's not going to start, but I'm just going to mention this. So now when she comes up, it's like, basically it's like a rolling, like, I just want her to come up in one motion over here. And I just want her, so, like, many people are very, like, always they say, oh, your chin has to be here, there's that. Believe me, the chin will be tucked in automatically because the body is one unit. The body becomes one unit because your feet is anchored. As soon as you come up, if you can't come up like this, that's not possible. So, naturally over here, the chin is going, the chin is going to be tucked in over here. And now when she rolls up, you will just see the simple movement that is happening over here. Very important is going to be the breathing technique. Again, you will see many people doing breathe out, breathe in. So what's the right technique as far as breathing is concerned? Over here, as soon as she comes up, on her way up, she would be exhaling, or what we call breathing out. Now, what's the logic behind that? When she does that, it's only so because, like, to intensify the contraction in her abdominal muscles. That is the only reason why you exhale on your way up. So she will be exhaling slowly, 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 all the way up. She would be exhaling. And when she goes back down, she would be inhaling. So exhaling, inhaling. So that's going to be the simple breathing technique that she would be using over here. And here she's just going to be doing 3 to 4 repetitions to show you over here. So now her elbows will be touching the knee and she would just be doing 3 repetitions over here. So ideally, how many repetitions I want you to do is preferably between 6 to 10 repetitions. Again, I want you to understand you're a beginner. If you're only able to do 1 repetition, that's fine. Slowly but surely you'll be able to do 2, you'll be able to do 3. So when I say 6 to 10, I don't want you to, like, completely be focused. Okay, like, because when I told 6 to 10, so I have to aim. No, believe me, form and technique is very important. And also when you roll up, the reason why I want her to have her fingers, like, intertwined over here, the rationale behind the same is only because now usually you would see many people doing it like this. Like, I don't want you to do that, because what happens is the initial 2, 3, 4 repetitions, it's perfect. But after that, what basically happens is they just do this particular action. Like, now just remove, so over here, now what they do is they just come up a bit. That's it. Now, what happens is this just gives you the illusion that they have completed the range of motion, wherein they haven't. Because when you keep your arms by the sides, the issue over here is the initial 4 or 5 repetitions, you might be completing the full range of motion, but after that what happens is just your arms, they complete the range of motion over here. Just come up a bit, that's it. And now what happens is the arms, and now you go down. So that's not full range of motion. Your arms have come forward. So now when you intertwine your fingers, when you anchor your feet, now your body is one unit. Now I want it to roll like a carpet. Now that's what is going to happen over here in this particular video. So I've just given you everything, like, the breathing technique, the anchoring part, intertwining your fingers, everything has been mentioned. So right now, Isha, let's just cut to chase. I just want you to give me 3 repetitions of how exactly the exercise would be done. So Isha, go ahead. So anchor your feet, the gap between the knees, intertwine your fingers, elbows close. Now on your way up, I want you to breathe out and up. That's it. Go down. Again, exhale on your way up. Exhale. Now inhale on your way down. Exhale. Inhale. That's it. Exhale. Come up. Exhale. Down. Done. Elbows tucked in. That's it. Okay. Like when you're coming up, the most important thing is you should be coming up not using your latissimus dorsi or the lats as we call it, or I don't want you to use your arms, the muscles of your arms to swing up. I just want you to use your abdominal strength on your way up. So I don't want you to be yanking. Like I don't want you to give a pressure on your cervical spine. Neither you should be yanking over here with the usage of your arm muscles, biceps, triceps or anything, or the latissimus dorsi. I don't want you to use any of them. I just want you to come up using your abdominal strength. So this, what we call in Hindi, हम जिसे बोलते हैं ना झटका, वो झटका देके हमें ऊपर नहीं आना है. हमें ये ध्यान में रखना है कि हम जो हमारा आर्म्स है लैटिसिमस डॉर्सी इसे यूज नहीं करना है, सिर्फ एब्डोमिनल स्ट्रेंथ को यूज करना है. आई होप आई हैव मेड दैट वेरी क्लियर over here. So Isha, just give me 2 repetitions over here. Intertwine your fingers. Yeah. Come up smooth. Exhale. Perfect. Down. In. Exhale. Down. That's it. So now you just saw this particular exercise. So this is how exactly it has to be done. Exhale on your way up. Why? So that the intensity of the contraction is high. It's really high. It's good, which is very, very important. The intensity of the contraction increases a lot. So that's it. So this is the first exercise. As I mentioned, 6 to 10 repetitions of this particular exercise I want you to do over here. But being a beginner, you can also just you might be able to do only 1 or 2 repetitions. That's fine. Slowly keep building up. But remember these pointers. That's it. So now you also have different variations for these particular exercise. Now let's say if in an extreme case, you're not able to anchor yourself anywhere. So what you can also do it over here is, so you should just lie down again. So over here, the another thing that we can do over here is, so whomsoever, husband, brother, son, wife, mom, dad. So the other person can just stand, because again, now my feet is basically anchoring her feet. So now the reason behind this anchoring is, it gives that stability, the rigidity to the body for her to be able to curl up easily. Because if I remove this and now just Isha try curling up, you will see she's struggling. Now, when I'm basically doing it, so now the knees have to be over here. Yeah. So now come forward. Perfect. So now see. Yes, Isha. So now try coming up. Now you saw the difference? Yeah. Yeah. So now I just want you to use your hands and do this, the rotation function. Yeah. Just yes. And also try to turn your body. Yes. Yes. So now this is the Russian twist over here. You just need to rotate towards the right and the left. This just works on the rotation function of the oblique muscles over here. Till now, we have just we have done 2 functions over here. One is the Russian twist and one is the abdominal crunch. Now there is just one more left, which is basically the lateral flexion over here for the obliques. So there are just 3 functions of the abdominal muscles over here. Flexion, forward flexion, lateral flexion and rotation. So we have addressed the rotation. We have addressed the abdominal flexion in the form of crunch, rotation in the form of Russian twist. So now we are going to be looking at something which is the lateral flexion over here. So now another very important thing in front of you, you can see there's one kettlebell and one dumbbell over here, which we call the free weight section over here. So we have one dumbbell and we have one kettlebell. So now over here, what I would also want Isha to do, Isha, can you just get one more dumbbell over here? Okay, perfect. So now, why is it that I've asked over here? Because what we are going to be doing, so side bends again is something that I'm not a big fan of, especially if you have 2 dumbbells, one on the right hand, one on the left hand. Now I tell you why. So Isha, can you just grab both the dumbbells? Okay. Now I just want you to keep bending on your sides, like right, left, right, left. That's it. Just keep bending like this. Just keep bending. Yeah, keep doing it. Keep doing it. So over here, now what's the issue is, the sad part about it over here is that most people in the gym or even at home, they end up doing this because everyone wants to what we call the love handles over here. Everyone wants to lose them. So you would see many people, be it in the gym or be it at home, doing all this thing, So now, yeah, Isha, you can stop. So you can just keep it. So most people, you see them doing this because they say, okay, I want to lose my side handles. I want to lose I want that sharp, abdominal muscles and everything. See, sadly, this does not work. Now, why is it that it does not work? Is because now when you're doing this, now let's say when she's doing this, she has got dumbbells in both her hands. So when she's bending over here, so now let's say she's bending. Now in this hand, there is resistance, but the sad part is in both the hands, she has resistance. So Isha, if you could just grab the dumbbell again so that I can just explain it better. So I just want you to bend on one side and hold. So if you could just bend. Okay, now again go over that side, bend, that's it. So now see, so this hand is having resistance in the form of a dumbbell. So you would be saying even in that particular hand, it does have like, she does have dumbbells, sorry. But then what's the problem over here? Because now this dumbbell is providing resistance, this dumbbell is providing assistance. So it's basically getting nullified. So the resistance is getting cancelled out. So it's of absolutely no use. It doesn't make any sense because there's absolutely no resistance. Because when you keep doing this, because of this, here there is resistance, here there is resistance, so there is no weight technically at all. So this abdominal, so this oblique muscle, there is no resistance, so it's not working. So that's why you shouldn't be doing it with two dumbbells. Rather, what you can do is, Isha, can you just let go of one of the dumbbells? Perfect. Now what I want you to do is, I just want you to bend on the one side. Perfect. So now you can see over here, now when she keeps doing this action, because she has a dumbbell or a resistance or a weight in this particular hand and she does not have one on the other hand, now technically when she's bending, you can see that the function, the movement of the muscle, which is lateral flexion, is happening because there is not, she doesn't have a dumbbell on the other hand to counterbalance it. So now this side, she can feel the pressure over here because now this is basically 7 kilos of resistance for her oblique muscles and the lateral flexion is getting worked over here. So now Isha, I just want you to continue doing it. Like again, go down, back to the original position, again go down, back to the original position, again go down, back to the original position, again. Yeah, keep doing it. So I want your hands to be tight. So close your fist, the left one. Yeah. So now why again? I personally prefer this. Again, this is my opinion. Now, this is not much of a scientific thing. I prefer the body to be one unit. So I always feel that, like, when your fingers are open, like, when you just keep it like this. So, I just feel that your body is not tight enough. As I always keep mentioning, the body is one unit. Everything about the body has to be tight. The upper body has to be rigid. Always the locomotive, the power comes from the lower body. But over here, the main thing that she's using is abdominal strength in this particular exercise when she's doing it, this particular thing. So now what she's doing, it's very effective. So if you want to address the external, like, lateral flexion, I just want you to keep dumbbells. So after she's done with this hand, now she can keep it on that hand and she can keep doing this. Yes, the fists have to be tight. It has to be closed because the body is one unit. I don't want any body part to be lax. So that's the main logic behind it over here. So perfect. That's it. So you can just keep the dumbbells over here. So now, guys, these were the exercise. We have addressed all the three functions of the abdominal muscles. Believe me, if you do these three exercises, you will have a proper, like, six-pack abs. You will have what many people call the sides cutting, like, the obliques, everything. You will have it beautifully because these exercises, believe me, are the only exercise that's required. So now I want you to understand, how do you understand the fact that, like, you have progressed from a beginner to an intermediate level? When you are able to do more than 10 repetitions, that's when you will be changing the intensity. The exercise that you do would be, like, different. Either you would increase the resistance over here because progressive overload is very, very important so that your muscles get hypertrophied. Again, hypertrophy means increase in the size of muscle. That can happen only when you keep adding resistance because your body gets habituated. Today अगर आप उठा रहे हो, अगर आप 10 किलो कर रहे हो, आपका बॉडी को 1 महीने के बाद आदत हो जाएगा, तो फिर आपको 12 किलो, 15 किलो. So that's the progression. So when you're able to do more than 10 repetitions, stop. Then, as I mentioned, this is just the first part. We would be having a lot of such videos over here. So over there, I would be showing, like, intermediate, advanced. Again, as I mentioned, guys, I'm really sorry that I'm not able to show you any of these exercises as of now. I'm still waiting for the doctor's approval. For me, it's been 2 years and it's been the most difficult phase of my life. some other day I might describe, what actually has happened. So I would preferably, I just call it a minor hiccup over here. And so till that time Isha is there, she would be demonstrating it. And I hope, because we have been able to transform so many people's lives in terms of nutrition, in terms of online personal training, online nutrition, the both of us. So we really hope that finally we can reach out to a much wider audience, and all the knowledge that we have had, all our experience, we can share it with you. And we really hope that you find it helpful and you start incorporating it in your day-to-day life over here. And of course, again, lose belly fat is the title, but along with diet. I don't usually like to use the word diet, to be very frank, because whatever you eat is our food. It's not diet, because the word diet, I don't know why it feels like for an X amount of time, for 6 months, 1 year. Once the goal has been achieved, the person goes back to his or her own thing. So the diet, I don't like the word diet. So basically the kind of food that you eat, see, there are so many diets out there in the market, like complex carbohydrates, like low fat, ketogenic diet. I would be talking about all these different diets also, believe me, because I'm not a fanatic over here when it comes to diet. Like, I'm not like, oh no, ketogenic is the best diet. Oh no, Ayurvedic is the best diet. Oh no, carbohydrates, low fat is the best diet. Just understanding the science behind everything over here is very important. So I would be sharing with you each and everything slowly, along with exercise, also nutrition, guidance, everything. We would be sharing complete knowledge with you. We would be giving out. We really hope that this channel, our aim is to transform our family. When we say our family, our YouTube subscribers, as of now, we have 1,95,000. You all are our family. So we want to reach out not just to you all, because there are almost 8 billion people in the world. So our aim is to reach out to as many people as possible over here, so that people can actually take the benefit out of our videos and start incorporating it into their day-to-day life. Because fitness basically means whatever you do in the gym or in your day-to-day, whatever you do in the gym has to translate into your day-to-day life. Meaning, the worst part is if you're doing something really heavy in the gym and you're just sitting like a couch potato at home. Nah, I understand rest is very important. Sleep can be taken care of, 8 hours, that's good. But we gym, we lift heavy, we run intensely, we do stretching, all these things. The main reason being that flexibility, warm-ups, cool downs, endurance training. It can be the form of swimming, running, anything. Strength training, I don't like to call it weight training, I call it strength training, because when you lift, I want you to lift heavy. So all these things, in the further videos, you can see what I'm actually talking about. It's very important that all these things are incorporated so that it becomes a complete workout. Because once you incorporate all these things in your workout, in your exercise regime or routine, your day-to-day life activities would become a lot more easier. Because the biggest task in our life is living life, and to be able to do everyday, day-to-day activity easily without having any sort of pain or without any sort of tiredness. That's the goal. So I know this video might be a bit long. This is the first video, and I hope that you all can reap a lot of benefits out of it. So Isha, do you have any message for all the girls, all the women, all the guys, especially any pregnant, anything like that you want to share?
So I would say that don't lose hope in terms of losing weight. If I have achieved it, I know you all can do it too. Just be consistent. If you lose the consistency, then you might not see the progress. But if you're regular with the routine that you have set up for yourself, with not extreme diet, but by taking care, by having a disciplined diet and exercise, you can surely see drastic change. And I'm sure that we all are here today to see that change. Start from today, follow our routine that we are sharing with you, and you will see tremendous changes. Thank you so much for watching till end. We are grateful to you all and hope you liked our today's video. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you're a new subscriber on our channel. And if you have any questions, feel free to post it in the chat here in the YouTube comments.
And we would be responding to all the comments over here. We do read all your comments. So please don't ever think that we don't. We always do. We would be responding back, because as I said, it's our family. So when we say 1,95,000, it's not like Vinay and Isha. It's not that we both have, it's only because of you all that we have gone up to 1,95,000. Yes. Our aim is to go to 1 million like, then 10 million, hopefully more and more, because you are our family. So it's our channel. I don't want you to call it Vinay and Isha channel. I want you to call it our family. So like, so thank you
Thank
so
you
much,
guys
guys.
for giving us so much of love. We love you all. Thank you for staying till the end. Thank you so much.
Thank you.